All right, welcome to the Space Luchador podcast number 4. All right, so today I got for you another analyzation, right? Well, basically, I'm gonna review a little clip that again, YouTube was bold enough to suggest, right? Some more misinformation, but I'm gonna show you that women already have it covered, right? Like I said, they're born into. They already know the truth. They know everything, right? The difference is the premise is that we don't know, right? Well, I do, but guys don't know what they're supposed to be. Women do know what you're supposed to be, but they can't tell you how to be it or show you how to be it, which is the actual problem, right? So guys are trying to be everything but what they were meant to do. So here we go. Let's go ahead and start.
Why are men so intimidated by the idea of coming home to a independent woman?
We're not intimidated.
I would think that an independent woman, like independence, is an attractive quality.
No. How would you define independence?
I mean, in simple terms, a woman who doesn't need a man but wants a man and wants to be also. I mean, I could provide in my own way.
There you go. Right? So again, if you listen to the most basic thing, what did she say? She said, I don't need a man, but I want a man. All right? Now, she gave you the secret, one of the secrets of the universe right there. It's one of the big ones. Listen to what she said. And actually, right, pay attention. Check it out. Now switch it. All right? She gave you a half truth. Switch it. Right? Now, me as a guy, right? I'm a guy. I don't need a woman, but I want a woman. That right there is one of the biggest secrets of the universe. You know, I've been talking about all these damn secrets, and there you go. She laid it out just like that. The difference is it's so simple. Again, I always say this. It's so simple that it's so damn hard. Now I'm gonna repeat it. All right, Space Luchador once again. It's gonna show you the ropes. Check it out. She said, "I don't need a man, right? But I want a man." Now, remember what I told you? Switch it. I don't need a woman, right? But I want a woman. So, in essence, she is actually showing you by example, right, what you're supposed to do. But she can't turn you into that. You see what I mean? Into the man, basically. She is being the man, right? But in this case, the highest level that she could be as a woman, right? But she gave you the key. It's right there. That simple. She's trying to not need a man, but she wants a man. So and this is one of the biggest problems today, right? It's like guys are acting like you need a woman at all costs. But it's a slight tweak, but perfect sense, right? I don't need a woman for nothing, but I want a woman. That's the secret. So, all right, moving on.
And the man will provide in his own ways. However that dynamic works, it'll work.
Okay, so you said a woman who doesn't need a man but wants a man.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by I'm trying to understand what do you mean by that?
I mean.
You saw that? I don't see how. Well, yeah. I mean, because it's so simple that it's hard again. But she said, however it will work, it worked, right? Because she already knows that it's perfect. It's a perfect fucking system, you know. It's just that again, the one is trying to be a damn two. That's why it doesn't work. The two is a two, right? Do you see what I mean? It won't change. I said that in the common denominator thing, right? So anyways, moving on.
I'm not a child. I don't need a parent, you know? I want to be in a partnership. I want somebody who will, if I'm younger than him, for example, I want him to strive to raise me to his level. Just like, I feel like top tier men are are drawn to people who they want to be their peers eventually. They like lifting people up, and I think that in a relationship it should be the same.
You heard that? Once again, explaining it, how simple it really is. It's like she said, well, I want him to lift me up to his level. That's it, right? It's the king and queen system. That's it. If you're a king and you meet a chick, right, she becomes a queen automatically. However, the queen meets a dude, he does not become a king. He can't be a king, as a matter of fact, right? He's always going to be, what it is. But he ain't a king. That's not how it works. Now the king can turn a girl into a queen. Any girl, at any level. She becomes a queen automatically, right? Queen can't do that. That's not how it works. And they understand that. They'll never say it, but they understand it. And they say it in their own little way. Like you saw right there, it's encrypted, but it's there.
Well, I think for me, I think you're viewing it as a woman. I think it's hard to view it as a man.
You can't see because there's no visuals, but she grabbed her head like I can't believe you didn't get that. You saw what he said? You're viewing it as a woman? No. She's viewing it as a man. Trying to explain, right? She's a woman, but she's viewing it as the man. She understands this because she was born a two. She knows her role. Even though we all think, well, in this case, the guys nowadays, they think that girls don't know their role. They know their role. Trust me. They know their role. But they understand they can't make you, right? Although now out of desperation, they try. Trust me, they try. But some of these guys ain't listening. Right? The more they try, the more, guys can't take it. But there you go. Let's continue.
I think it's a reality thing because there's certain things that you value that men wouldn't value. So, for example, let's say you made $200,000 a year, right? And your man made $50,000 a year, you would eventually want him to get there. Is that fair to say, ladies?
Absolutely.
And if he was lazy and he didn't want to get there, he wanted to stay at 50,000, would that be a turnoff? He didn't want to get better?
Yeah, it's not about laziness. Here's another example. If I wanted to study something and I knew that I wouldn't be able to work for the next 8 years, medical school, for example, then if my man is willing to support me, I want him to eventually be happy with my success.
Yeah. So let me finish my example.
Now there you go. Once again, see, that's the confusion right there. It's like the guy's completely confused. The girl's giving him half truths, right? It's like he himself basically gave you it's that simple, the premise, right? If she's making more than you build yourself up to her level, right? And then some. That's it. It's that simple. But then he throws out there, but what if he wants to be lazy, but then went nowhere with that, right? And then she turns it around and goes, well, if I'm studying, right, and trying to get better or whatever, yes, but you can do all that and it's okay with the guy. But again, if the girl is out there in the world trying to be a number one, right, you become a number two, right? It's not about building yourself up and then some, because then you become a two, right? You always have to be the king, right? That's it. And the fact that she's with you, if you're a king, she becomes a queen. The highest level she can reach, right? But you always have to be the king. It's that simple, right? If she's the king, you're the bitch. That's simple. I mean, it's not rocket science. That's it. King and queen system.
And I wanted to answer your question. So the point is that you guys want a man to get on your level. So guys, if a woman was making $50,000 and you're making $200,000, do you want her to make $200,000? Is that a priority for you guys?
No, it's not a priority.
So you see, guys, they don't view it that way. They you gotta.
What does that have to do with anything? Again, you're trying to make this equal. It doesn't work at all because you're not a two, right? We get it. Well, nowadays nobody gets it, but the point is, we don't want the girl at any. We don't care, right? If you're a king, which is that's your only goal, that should be your goal, to become a king, and you get a girl, she becomes a queen automatically. It's not about trying to get her up and she should make as much as you. No, 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 no. That's not how it works. But since he's viewing it like that, that's where the thing comes into play. Everybody's confused, right? It's like you don't care how much the girl makes because you don't want her money. You don't care what she has because you don't want none of that. Remember I said you want one of the ones. She's born a 2. All the shit she does in her life means nothing. All you want is one of her ones, right? That's it. That's simple, right? And again, you're going in there thinking, well, now that I've built myself up, I got more to give. And no, because you're trying to go in there at 2. Remember? If you saw my common denominator podcast, right? But anyways, continue.
I think about it. Men are conditioned to protect and provide for thousands of years. So men are not looking for a teammate who can do what they do. You know, like it's like the best way I can break it down.
But it's not about doing. Sorry for interrupting you.
Yeah.
I apologize. But it's not about doing what they do. It's about doing me and being supported and
So here's
supported emotionally and.
See, she gets it. She gets it, but she can't explain it. Like she's trying with all her might, right? She's trying to explain. She's like, did you hear the little thing? It was like, it's about doing me. Like it's in there encrypted. You just gotta listen, right? You're still stuck on you're trying to prove your point. Forget about your point and be what you're supposed to be, a 1. That's it, right? Complicating it. And she's trying to explain why it's okay. Because she's a 2. She has the value. That's where it's all at, right? Anyways, continue.
Problem. A man with options can choose. And unfortunately, you're the worst option. No disrespect. No disrespect. Because here's the reality. There's 2 guys, right? There's a guy that
Let me tell you something. Of course, there's no visual. That chick is beautiful. She's not the worst. First of all, I think none of those chicks. But again, it's like the worst option. There is no worst option. That's where you're completely wrong. You're a king. What? They're all 2s. What are you talking about options? It's like, well, if I go with that one, right, my future is set. No. You're thinking like a female. All right? The guy doesn't go in going, well, that's the better op. No. It's literally, I want that one, and I want that one, and that one has a little something. I got try see what she's like, That's what it is. It's so simple, right? But you're going in trying to be the gatekeeper, right? Trying to be a number 2 when you're a 1, right? You become negative. That's why it doesn't work.
makes $500,000. All things are equal. They're both handsome. They're both tall. They're both successful in their own sense, right? One is a successful teacher making $50,000. One is a successful doctor making $500,000. Which one is more attractive?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I blinked.
Of course you checked out. It's like, again, you're trying to be a 2. What is the tall and the handsome? And this is where they bust the whole big Chad thing, right? This supreme alpha that's out there getting all these chicks. And here's what blows my mind. It's like, you're a guy that's trying to explain how chicks are so bad because they're going after this mythical Chad character, right? But can't see what the big problem is. The big problem is you're not Chad. You don't get it? It's like, what are you trying to prove? Like, okay, so there's a super Chad, right? Superman, right? In this case. And you're trying to explain that he's out there, right? Like the Bigfoot, right? Bigfoot's out there. But nobody ever saw his ass, right? But he's out there. But you're complaining that these chicks are going with Bigfoot, right? But It's like, why didn't you go with me? And you're going with the Bigfoot. Yeah, and she's trying to explain to you, try to be the Bigfoot. That's it. It's like, if you were a Bigfoot, I go with you, right? But you're explaining that you're not a Bigfoot, but at the same time you're complaining why you're going with Bigfoot. Well, you ain't looking in the mirror. That's what it is. So anyways, continuing. And she's like, what are you talking about? Like, she checked out because she explained in the beginning. She already did.
Got a second ago.
Okay, cool. So there's two guys and everything is equal. Okay. One of them makes 50,000. One of them makes 500,000. Which one is more attractive? Everything is equal.
It's okay to say the truth.
I know. It's okay.
Listen.
That's a good question, and you might get an answer, right? But again, you're going like, well, there's two guys and this and that. Let me see what her answer is. But that is a good question. However, again, it's a question that it's a setup to prove your point. You're trying to prove that she's going to choose the one that's rich. When you got to understand the name of the game. This is chess, not checkers. She doesn't have a choice. That's where you're fucking up, all right? That's where everybody's fucking up. You need to understand that the two is a two. And therefore, the fact that you give her that premise, right? It's like, well, there's two guys, it's equal. If you choose, that's where you fuck up. Because you're giving her a choice. That's the problem. And she's sitting there looking at you like, don't make me choose. All right? It's like this Bigfoot, that's the difference. Bigfoot does not let her choose. You think Bigfoot shows up in the damn forest and goes, hey, you got a choice. You can go with me in the damn forest, right? Or you're just going to leave it as a sighting, right? You're just going to be a sighting. You just saw me on the side of the road and you move on with your life. No. Bigfoot does not tell the damn person that he's kidnapping, in this case a chick, right? Doesn't tell the damn victim. He goes, grabs the girl and takes her. That's it. There is no choice, right? Now I'm going to talk on a future podcast about the spoon. That's my next episode. That'll explain the spoon, right? But for now, it's depending on the spoon. But for now, we're going to continue with this video about the Bigfoot, right? It's giving her a choice, and she doesn't have a choice. But it's hard to understand, but I'll explain it through time.
Feminism in her won't allow it.
I'll answer honestly.
I want an equal partner.
I'm just as mesmerized by fancy, shiny things as any other person is. I find that sometimes men who have a lot become entitled.
Listen. I just said everything was equal.
Okay, then yeah, for sure the man who has more my life would be better.
Because you value that more. So what you got to understand is women who think independence, you like that in men. A man being independent, a man not needing you, a man to be able to take care of his stuff on his own. That's what you value in men. Men don't want that in women. Because the reality of the matter is, when a woman is really turned on by a man, when a woman is really in love with a man, when she really respects him, she becomes utterly dependent upon him because she does not want him to leave.
So here's what I don't like. My biggest fear is to lose my independence and to rely on somebody else.
And know where that comes from? Where does that come from?
I don't know. I mean, I've...
See there? Half-truths. It's like he explains all this thing. Like, it's like he threw all the puzzles on the table and said, okay, I got all the puzzles, but I just can't put the damn picture together. He's got all the damn answers. He said it right there. He's like, when a girl truly loves, and there you go. You forget. Everybody has forgotten the big premise about all of this. This is the key, all right? Since he threw it out there, I was saving it, but this is it. Everybody forgot about the ancient art of seduction. Then everybody forgot about that, huh? Seduction. There's an art to it, all right? You're not born knowing how the hell to do it, right? That's the true problem. She's not about to tell you how to do it, all right? But he's sitting there and going like, if she's truly in love, well, there you go. You got your answer. All right? And proving my point. She can't choose who she loves. I see right there, blew your damn mind. Again, you're asking her a bunch of questions, giving her a bunch of right? And she's like, well, my biggest fear, and what she's telling you is she's scared, right? But she wants it to be done, right? That's like she threw it out, like that's the key. But you got to know, only an experience like the 1% understand this, right? Because they know what the game's all about. They know the rules of the game. They know how to play the game. They took an L at some point. Learn this, right? And there you go. Seduction, my friend, is the key to everything.
But I've been independent since I was 18, and I think it's a very important thing to
I know,
me.
but where does that fear come from?
I don't know. I don't want to rely on anyone. I wasn't brought up to rely on anyone, and I don't think
Exactly. That came. So what happened in childhood? Either your experience showed you, or somebody communicated that to you. Because you're talking about, I have a fear. You can't live your life according to fear. Imagine me saying, I have a fear of crashing on a plane. I can never get on a plane.
Damn.
So your whole relationship movement is based upon a fear. That's unhealthy.
Now that's all good and dandy, but again, you're explaining all this stuff to a 2, like if she's a 1. So that's the big premise, that's where it all falls apart. Because you could explain all sorts of logic to a 2 that was born knowing what to do, right? This is nature. You can't fuck with nature. Born a 2, she knows what to do. Remember what I said also, right? I don't know where I threw this out there, but I'm going to say it again for the sake of this podcast number 4. You're going to hear it first in case I didn't throw it out there. But you're going to hear it first here. Space Luchador. Here's another little secret of the universe, right? Listen to what she says. Don't do what she says, okay? That's one of the big ass premises, right? Listen to what she says. Don't do what she says. That's the difference, all right? Now you can listen to everything she says, analyze it. Don't do what she says, because then that's where you fuck up, right? And trying to explain to her again with logic, it's like, no, you're trying to explain something as your point of view, right? It's like, well, I'm scared. You're trying to analyze all this stuff, but she already knows. Again, she said in the beginning, but since you decided to complicate it, now it's this big mess.
And so what I've noticed is a lot of women, when they move in a relationship, it's based out of fear. You can't live your life based upon fear.
I think it's unhealthy to put yourself in situations where you could potentially be left with nothing.
But that's the mindset.
That's the fear.
You see how you're living your life? You're living your life worst case scenario thinking. Imagine me saying, I don't want to start a business because if I open a business, I can lose all my money. Because that's a risk of starting a business. You can put all your time, energy, effort, and money and resources into a business and lose it all. So what happens is a lot of women have seen, either from divorces in their family, either from their mom whining, complaining, or they've seen a woman being in an unhealthy situation, and now their fear is the worst case possible scenario.
So here's another worst case possible scenario.
But you do not see how living like that is a problem.
I do understand. I completely agree, but I do think that there's a place for responsibility. And women in relationships, because there is a power dynamic, oftentimes can be put in situations where they can't get out.
So here's a problem. You've said often.
You heard that? She once again threw out responsibility. And he's going off about proving his point. Which does not prove nothing. Alright? She's a woman in distress. Well, haven't you guys played Mario? That's what life's all about. I mean, it's really that simple. It really is. Mario. That's simple. Mario Brothers. Right? You got Peach. She's in the castle. She's in distress. She can have all the fears in the world, right? But if she saves herself, then what the hell is the point of Mario? There you go. Once again, simple analogy, right? That's your job. She's telling you, well, I'm scared of this, I'm scared of that. You're listening to her, right? And that's the cue for you to be like, I see. Now I know how to go in, right? And move. And seduction, once again. Girls are just there, man. I don't know how else to explain it, but they're there. And guys are running around trying to figure some shit out logically when all the damn, it's right there under your nose. This whole time, it was right there under your nose. She could say she's scared. She could say all sorts of things, but that's at the end of the day, she relies in her man, right, to save the day. That's it. That's your only job as a number one, right? A two already knows what she is, but society has brought them up to this level where now they have to act like they're not, but they are. You can't fuck with nature. You can fuck with the lore, right? Now he's still adamant about the whole premise here that he's trying to show that she has to fix that, which is what you see. That's where he's wrong, because he's trying to say that she has to overcome her fears. And then where the hell's Mario? See what I mean? It's like he forgot his role.
Times. That is your personal experience.
It's not my personal experience. All of my relationships have ended amicably, and I respect all of my exes. I've never been abused, thank God. I've never had any negative situation like that where I relied on someone. Never.
So let me tell you why this is your personal experience. Because when it comes to divorce, if you can look it up right now, we have all the data. Women divorce men at higher rates than men divorce women. 70 to 80% of divorces are initiated by women. We have Google right now. We can go ahead and pull it up. So the reality of women being left by men is a misnomer. It is feminine mythology.
I'm not talking about. My concern is not being left by a man. My concern is jumping head on into a relationship where I'm feeling like I'm being supported and helped. Eventually, losing my independence.
See, once again, see how the premise is completely wrong? It's like he's going at it about how women are bad because they leave men. And she said it, right? She said, that's not, I don't care of man leaving me. That's not what it is. What she's scared of is choosing a man that turns out to not be a man. That's it. It's really that simple. I'll go deeper into it. I mean, I have more stuff once I set up the damn podcast, got the camera, everything going, right? For now, I'm analyzing these damn videos, so let's go ahead and continue.
Because I'm relying on him. I don't need to work if somebody's paying my rent.
What does that mean?
So I'm explaining. Wait, I lost my train of thought. What did you say a second ago?
What I said is that your fear, you literally said the fear.
Oh, okay. I remember what I was talking about, okay? My fear isn't that I won't be able to my fear isn't that my man will leave me. My fear is that I won't be able to leave because I'll be put in a situation where I can't leave.
Okay, so.
You heard that? She's been put in a situation where she can't leave. Which means that she's trying to leave, right? But can't because the person she's with sucks. See what I mean? So now because that's the thing. It's not about freedom. It's that she already understands that she's scared there's no more men, basically, right? I know it's hard to understand. And it's hard to explain, right? Like right now I can't think of something. But that's what she's saying. She's not scared of the man leaving her, right? Because she knows she has the value, right? Trust me, she's cute, so any man will pick her up.